She believes each of us is born with a purpose, and she has set the highest standards and values for herself, and has built a team that shares her values. She is the founder of Vasargya Mahila Mandali, an organization that offers welfare, shelter, education, employment to women from all backgrounds. No questions asked. She's also the advisor of I Believe I Can, a grassroots organization that believes in and fosters empathetic mentoring. I had the privilege and honor to talk to her. We talked about her journey, on what inspires her, what disappoints her, what motivates her, and why she's hopeful, and her advice on what we, as responsible women, can do on our part to bring about the change, and more. And now I bring you Dr. Keerthi. Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you so much for taking the time, ma'am. It's an honor.
Good.
It's truly an honor, ma'am. Because of Prabita, I've come to know about your organization. So I took the time to go through your website, also watch some of your videos. I watched one of your interviews, which was, I was overwhelmed, humbled, and actually, I felt empowered and also very inadequate at the same time. It was so filled with this guilt trip, as in, here we are complaining about all these little things when we have so many things that we at our disposal that we could do. I have so many questions in my head, and I don't even know, I'm not able to wrap my head around where to start. And you can tell I'm really emotional right now, but I want to be very practical. I want to start from the beginning. Maybe so I was taking some notes, ma'am. I'm not a professional, like an interview taker. So we're going to edit some of these pieces, and we're going to take some help to edit it. But I probably will be jumping around, ma'am, so please bear with me.
Yes.
And thank you
we
again.
learn from doing that. We learn from doing.
Yes, ma'am. And it's never late. It's never late, I think. Yes. You mentioned one thing that really struck me. You said in one of your interviews that not only you are guiding these women and making them independent and self-sustained, not only that, but you're also giving them a sense of higher purpose. You're telling them that, hey, it's not enough that you're living for yourself, you have to live for others as well. And I'll be honest, that's exactly what one of the famous philosophers, Ralph Waldo Ralph Waldo, he had said that the purpose of a life is not happiness. It's not to be happy. It is to be useful to others, right? You use different words, but it was exactly the same. So my question to you for this thing is that in today's world, where the youth, everyone is so focused on instant gratification, we don't have patience. You also mentioned about how, everything you've achieved, ma'am, it's a lifetime. What you've achieved is Hercules. It is a miraculous feat. With your leadership, you were able to also mobilize people, like-minded people who were equally passionate, who could drive the vision of your organization, ma'am. It needs patience. It needs a lot of grit and a lot of patience. What is your advice to the youth who get impulsive? They want to do something good, but they don't have the patience, specifically because they're driven by different incentives, because maybe they just need that instant gratification. How do you give us some strategies so that we can do something meaningful? I'm going to pause here.
One is when we see the life, we think that the current nowadays, it is I, me, myself. It is surrounding I, me, myself. Nobody is talking we, ourselves.
Yeah.
there, if we start it, my journey of life is I look at life as in a different form from the current people, how they are looking at. Because nothing is self-centered for me. And I'm on this earth and born on this earth to do something and to make a difference. And as you told that, for me, happiness is not myself to be contented. No, it is when others are happy, I am happy. When others' stomach is full, I am full. So I look myself mirroring into others.
Right.
There it shows that whatever we give vocational training, or if I give counseling, or if I give them a motivation or inspiration, so all those things, when we can see in others whom we mentored,
right,
that is a great achievement of life. Then I feel that people nowadays think of getting awards and rewards. But I feel that the award is, for me, is when that person got the reward by having the wellness in life, having empowered in life, able to lead the life. Just yesterday, I met one of our tailoring trainee, and prior to that, she came to us as a domestic violence victim. With a lot of shivers like that when she came and approached us. So gave her a lot of counseling and in an empathetic way and in a positive way. Normally, sympathy will never last longer. But the empathy with a positive attitude, when we give it, it will be lifelong for them. So in that sense, we gave her a confidence that, yes, you can live. Even as a single also you can do.
Right.
We will try to patch up the things, but you feel that as individual, grow your skills, grow your knowledge, there you are. So within 2 years, maybe 2022, like that, from now, the journey of Harvey, she is only a 10th standard girl.
Oh, wow.
Few months back, I sent to Indian Institute of Management for training.
Oh, that is wonderful. That's wonderful.
And she never had been to any other place other than her village. But I made her, we are booking a ticket for you. You catch the bus and go to Visakhapatnam, go to IIM and attend for the training. And manage where to go and all those things. We'll guide you. They are there behind you. We see your security, but you can take your things. And the second thing is, she got trained in tailoring, and very few recently she started her tailoring unit to give employment for another 10 women. And yesterday, I felt so happy that she told that she got orders from US. And already 4 orders she has packed to them and sent them. And she received the money. And now she is completely engaging all the 10 women. I told, what is your target? She told that, ma'am, when you inaugurated my tailoring unit, you told that, Swati, you have to provide employment and empowerment for 1,000 women. So that is my target. So what I see is a leader is not to show himself the faces. Even in the website, if you see, my face is very rare. You see many of the community faces. They speak about our work. And they are the examples. And also, as you told with regard to the patients, nowadays, we are living in the age of instant. I tell normally for our youngsters, a few examples. When I was born, my childhood is in a village where to cook a rice, the mother has to have the firewood.
Do all the prep work.
And then keep the vessel on it and boil the water, then all the things that process has to go. But now that's not there.
Yeah, the process
We
is
just
missing.
clean the things and keep in the cooker. It will off on its own.
Yeah.
And even in the coffee, we used to have the filter.
Yeah.
Now, filter means boiling the water, putting the coffee powder, and then drain it, and all those things. It used to take 1 hour, the preparation. So the lifestyle itself has taught us how patient enough one should be.
Yeah.
But the current instant life is giving everything
At
in
your
a snap.
fingertips. Yeah. Yeah, with a snap of a finger. Yeah.
That's why for everything they expect like that, and they don't have the patience.
They don't have the patience.
And
And
they think
also,
that,
ma'am, if I can, I'm sorry to cut you in the middle, ma'am.
yes,
Also, if you don't get the results, they get demotivated. So
yes,
how do we stay on the course, right? Because you also mentioned in one of your in the, I think it's the same interview, you also mentioned about, you don't, all these projects are not going to make the cut. It has to be ground up. It has to be a revolution in itself, you said.
yes,
What we're trying to do here at IBIC is a similar project. Of course, it's grassroots though, and I'm kind of segueing here a bit. But definitely, and this is where I want to hear some strategies so that how can we also leverage the partnerships and then and make a bigger impact and better impact that is sustainable, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
As IBIC, what we have to see, because we are focusing on the younger generation,
Yes,
those
ma'am.
who are currently in the graduation.
Right.
So their age is normally between 18 to 20, 21, like that. So that is a very crucial age where we have to concentrate.
Yes.
But prior that, if we can do it, that's a good thing. But as we have framed for graduate students, so my strategies, what I can suggest is, one is build confidence among the youngsters. You told that when the results are negative, they are demotivated. It's going into depression, suicidal tendencies, and all those things. Once they got confidence, we should also tell them that education, academic education, is one side of the coin of the life.
Right.
But other side of the coin is your empowerment.
Yes, you mentioned
to
that.
face the crisis,
Yes.
to face the life as a side. That's one very important.
Right.
Because in Indian education system, all the universities and colleges are focusing towards getting the ranks, getting placements, getting packages. And we do not have a
They're running after
class
those
or
metrics.
a session on life skills education. Even people like us, when we want to go and teach, even in the schools, they tell that, no, all our timings are very tight. We can't give time for life skills. But what is a core for the life? We are missing it. That is the core. We need academic education only 50%. The remaining 50% of the time of our youngsters to be devoted towards, one is life skills education, to build the crisis management, and also to get more motivated for confidence building.
Yeah, for their own personal development, basically. Yeah.
And the second thing, in the Indian education system, most of the universities and colleges where the youngsters do not have an opportunity to have a hands-on experience or skill building.
Yes.
So that skill building is very essential.
Because that will give you the confidence.
I said that they can't even write their resumes. You can understand that why they are unable to write the resumes.
Right.
So the communication and documentation is a big vacuum in the Indian education system besides skills required for their academics. They are just focusing only on the theoretical part and not building the skills. And at the same time, these youngsters has to have an exposure which is lacking now to knowledge building and knowledge updation.
Right.
So whenever I'm seeing that in Vasavya Mahila Mandali, we get students from sociology, social work, criminology, like that from different backgrounds. And we always say Vasavya Mahila Mandali is a social university.
Yeah.
So these students come as interns or volunteers. What we give them is, we don't teach them anything. We make them to explore the avenues and explore the thing and expose them for our work at the field level and talk to the people.
Yeah.
Because in the current socio-economic and family environments, we are seeing that there is no interaction between the parents and children.
You do mention about that. You say that the upbringing begins in the family.
Yes.
Yes.
We should start with family.
Yes.
Because parents, when they are joining them in schools, what they are thinking is that how much my percentage my child will get. They don't think that how many hours my child will be with me. No, they think that my child should always be in an institution. But there is a role for parents to give them the skills, to give them the bonding and the sparing the time.
Yes.
That's why in IBIC also, I always tell that it is not only mentoring our young students,
yeah,
but we should have the mentoring session for their parents or guardians.
Yeah, it is holistic.
So then only there is a match. Otherwise, no, if we build the skills of these youngsters, and if the parents or guardians are unable to understand these things, then it's a mismatch.
Yeah, that is true.
Here comes the clash.
Yeah.
So that's
absolutely.
why we should give knowledge to the parents also. And how to do parenting is also very important.
Yeah.
Because you told that if they get lesser marks or if they fail, they are demotivated. Yes, because parents started scolding them. I have invested this many thousands of rupees or dollars on you, and you have wasted that money.
Yeah.
No, it is not waste. Why they are looking like that is they are seeing that only the educated can have a better life in life. But in the previous
generation, I have key data point, man.
Yes, my father is not having any schooling during the Indian freedom movement.
Yeah.
But he was a successful businessman.
Right.
He was a very good human being and a philanthropist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is required for life is building blocks is very important.
Yep.
It is not somebody to build our blocks. No, I myself. When I faced a lot of crisis in my life, when I lost my husband due to car accident at the age of 28 and lost my daughter in early 30, there's only a gap of less than 23 months between the death of my husband and death of my daughter, a 6 years old. It is such an agony. But what I felt is, let my daughter live in the eyes of others. So donated her eyes to congenitally blind. And now that person got a vision and educated and became productive.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
got a job in the university.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. And you also talked about the Swecha Eye Bank.
And my daughter is living in 894 people to see the world of colors, the beauty of this world.
Absolutely.
And they are very productive. So that is what required. Yes, when our light is fading, yes, but give a light for others. Don't be selfish.
This is like completely the one end of the spectrum, ma'am. I mean, it's almost surreal to me to even realize that I'm talking to a person who is so completely on the other side of the spectrum, as in I mean, I'm not being demeaning to the majority of the people around, because I think we all get into this mad rush of comparing. Everyone is unhappy. You know, one of my other favorites is Sam Harris, and he says that there are more than 1 billion people on earth who would consider their prayers answered if they got your life. Because he basically is telling us, like, don't complain about your life, because there's someone out there who thinks that their prayers are answered if they just could exchange their lives with you, right? So I think it is that sense of humility. And also you mentioned about passion as well. I mean, I think I'm basically looking for strategies where we can make anything sustainable. And I'm going to be also talking right before this video. I did do a little more research on you, ma'am, which is why I did not ask you these specific questions, but I might as well. You provided livelihood, training service, shelter, welfare, employment, health, education, just to name a few. Please mention any stats around uh, the work that Vasavya Mahila Mandali is doing today, so that our viewers can get a sense of the gravity and the magnitude of the work and the impact that you have given.
Vasavya Mahila Mandali is actually founded in 1969.
Wow.
And to form a 9-woman, I'm the second generation, and my mother is the first generation. She is the founder of this organization. And to find 9 women to register the organization, it took 6 years. So those days, women are not even coming out of the houses. Even when we told it's only a service, forget about their education. The husbands are not willing to send them. So you can see currently we are also having patriarchal mindsets,
right.
But how deep-rooted it is, you can understand it. So it is registered in 1975, the International Year of Women. Then onwards, BMM has worked from 1969, and we are working on various parameters under health, nutrition, skilling, livelihoods, education, gender equality, especially violence against women and children. So when we are working these things, we have reached to more than 40 lakh population with people, adults and children.
40 lakh people.
Yes. Okay. Impacting their lives. Vasavya believes in transformation of the life. It is not giving a one-time dose. No, we don't believe in one-time dose. Yep. Yes, wherever required, we do give it. But our end point is only empowerment and transformation in the family. When we are working in a deep-rooted superstitions and deep-rooted casteism and deep-rooted fatalistic thinking, what is required to become a person as a human being is required a kind of a humbleness and positive thinking and taking the responsibility on oneself. That's very important, because I can tell my own life when I became a widow and when I lost my daughter also. I have seen a lot of superstitions people kept on me, yes, not invited for any functions. But now I tell that invite a widow, invite a divorcee. Those things should come only when we empower the communities. So that's why we should have community-driven approaches. Like as in IBIC, we have thought of mentors
Yeah.
on a pro bono basis
Yeah.
or a free service
Yeah.
because they have a knowledge and skills. Let them also be a part of this movement. I call it's a movement.
It is a
Mentoring is
movement.
a movement.
Yep.
So
And
when
the
we
sense of
do
a community where we're all building off of each other's strengths.
yes,
And
that is
there
very, very
yeah.
essential.
Mm-hmm.
One is having a skill in one thing, other might be having a skill in other thing. So we should respect each other and we respect each other's thoughts, views, opinions. Then only a community-led actions which can go. That's why BMM believes in the participation and engagement of the community. So all our programs are a community-led action programs.
Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
It's
much.
not like a top-down mechanism. It's a bottom.
It is a bottoms up. It is a bottom up. Yes, absolutely.
It's a bottom up.
Yeah.
Then only you can see what is required for community. Then only we can do it. So what we do is when we design any interventions, we go and talk to the people and do a community assessment with the community. What do they require?
Yeah.
Suppose if we have a project on mental health.
Right.
So the major reason there is stigma. People not taking mental health in a positive connotation, but taking in a negative connotation. So stigma reduction is the first attempt which we have to do it.
Yeah.
So there we targeted. The donor has asked us that why you are concentrating on stigma.
Yeah.
We told that unless and otherwise
we have to break through that. Yeah.
Break the silence.
Yeah.
Then only when the stigma is reduced, the woman or the family member will take them to the hospital. They don't require us. But to reduce the stigma, it takes many years. So that's why BMM believes in community engagement, community-led actions. That's
so we know
very,
that
very
we're not
essential.
alone.
Yes, wherever required for the community, we
Yeah.
have to give them the skills. We have to give them the knowledge. We have to conduct trainings for them. Even if we take a mentoring, if we do for 6 weeks, it is only at a periphery level we are doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to go into the depth of it,
Yeah.
we have to work with them for 2 years, 3 years.
Right.
Once they change, then the ripple effect will be there.
Yeah. And they'll be in a position to mentor others. Yep. Absolutely.
Recently, just few days ago, one of the girl where her marriage was happened, it is only like a fake marriage. She is a minor. And where we are able to bring that boy and girl here and we have counseled them. And the mother is working in a government service where she requested many of them to support her, but none of them supported. So she felt that from now onwards, I work for stopping the child marriages. I conduct awareness meetings because the incident which has happened to her made her to be a change maker.
Right.
So that ripple effect is very much needed. Sometimes we think that numbers are required. Numbers are motivation. I believe that numbers too required, but give priority for a ripple effect. How many we are able to bring to that stage? They themselves should talk.
Right.
About VMM, I shouldn't talk. They should talk about VMM.
Yeah.
Then comes the beauty of the what VMM is.
Right.
About a few months back, I approached one of the donors to support for our old age home construction. Then, in the discussions, we went with them. what are the issues for women like that. But he talked in a very satirical manner about the issues of the women. Women are also problematic like that. I told that, okay, in some areas. Then he told that, okay, Chalta, we will see, like that. We thought that the funding from him is uh, may not be confirmed.
Yeah. It's like a
Yes.
thumbs down.
Then,
Yeah.
yes, then one of the youngster who came with us, who was transformed from a domestic violence or abusive relations, she told him that, sir, give me just half a minute time. And he made her to talk for half an hour. Then he was so convinced. So this is what VMM she told.
Yeah.
She told that today I am standing before you with life is due to VMM.
Because of this organization. Yeah.
Yes.
And that the people are the testimonials. You know, what they've achieved, that in and of itself, that's the testimonial.
People have the testimonials.
Yeah.
So that's why if we give for 100 people the mentoring, these 100 should come next time as mentors. From mentees, so they should become mentors.
Right.
So that ripple
that should be our
effect,
success metric.
effect has to come. Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Because they'll tell that in the first batch in 2024, I'm a mentee, but 2026, I'm a mentor.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then that becomes like the cycle of, yeah, I guess that's one way of making sure that we're sustainable in the long run.
Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, we're running out of time, but I just have one last question. Ma'am. Hopefully, it will let me. So this is a question that I'm putting like a signature question for myself. So let's say if you meet your younger self, ma'am, you meet your younger self. Imagine you're meeting your younger self. What would be your advice to her? Little Keerthi.
Okay, if I meet my little Keerthi, then I advise her that don't be courageous and speak out whatever the issues that was happened going through you are. And also, education is not the only thing gives life. And what gives life is our motivation from our parents and inspirational stories and spending time with our grannies and also hearing and updating the knowledge and skills.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been chilling, heartwarming, everything. I'm so mixed emotions right now. It's been an
my
honor.
childhood, I am very meek.
Yeah.
Very calm type. If anything happens also, I never even told to my parents like that.
Yeah.
But my life issues has made me to be very strong like a rock and making others also to be strong and motivated.
Right.
That ripple effect is very important. Many a times, even the government sector also, they go with the numbers. But the quality.
Yes.
Quality is alone.
Yeah, we're all chasing the wrong metrics. We're incentivized and we're chasing the wrong metrics. That is the fundamental problem. Yeah. Yeah. Ma'am, it's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you, ma'am.
Loving time.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will call you.